Does this approach work? Good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, the 27th of March 2022. My name is Reverend David Ibiayo, and these are my thoughts. As she reached the venue of the party, the man that sat next to her passed her a compliment. She smiled and then said, "Thank you." As the conversation went on, he passed her another compliment. He commented on her soft-spoken voice. She smiled again and said, "Thank you." He later left aside to speak to some other friends, and he came back to sit next to her. While he was seated next to her, she asked him to excuse her, that she was going to get something to eat, and she asked him if he wanted her to bring some food for him. He then said to her, "Oh, you are so sweet and kind. Thank you for asking. Yes, I will appreciate it if you did get some food for me." Before long, she was back to her seat, and she brought him back some food. He then said to her, "Your nature is as beautiful as you look." She then smiled again, and she said, "Thank you." As the guests at the party started to leave, he then asked her, "Can I please have your phone number?" She then smiled and said, "With all the compliments you have given me this evening, you should deserve to have my phone number." And she gave him her phone number. Like they say, the rest is history. He got to call her, and they kept in touch. They enjoyed each other's company over the phone and also when they met up. And before long, they got married, and God blessed them with children. And I'm sure you've heard of the honeymoon period coming to an end after some people get married. But in this case, it did not. Of course, there were some things whereby she brought to his attention which she did not like. She did not shy away from addressing it. She spoke about it to him all the time. But for some reason, he never got angry, despite the fact that his wife kept talking about the same issue to him again and again and again. I'm sure you've heard some men say, "My wife keeps nagging me, and I'm fed up of her and the marriage." We read the following in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 9. "Better to live on a corner of the roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife." In her own case, she was never quarrelsome, even though she kept speaking about the same thing to her husband. What approach do you normally use? There is an approach that will work for you just only if you are patient and you have the right tone and temperament. From the story I made mention of, the man will eventually marry the lady he had never met, and he did this by repetitive messaging. He repeatedly passed the lady compliments, and she was charmed by his approach. And when they became husband and wife, he never saw his wife as a woman who nagged him, despite the fact that she kept addressing the same issue with him. And why was this so? It was because of the way she handled it. She used repetitive messaging, but she was patient with him, and her tone and her temperament was calm and gentle. She wasn't quarrelsome, and by so doing, she was able to win him over. An approach that stands a chance of working is repetitive messaging. You keep on addressing the issue with the right words. The reason why some of us have turned out good is because our mothers used repetitive messaging for us. They kept advising us with the right tone. They then asked him, "What is it you like about your wife?" "She has the fear of God," he replied. He then looked at his wife and quoted Proverbs chapter 31, verses 29 and 30. "Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised." Happy Mother's Day. Take care, keep safe, and remain blessed. Amen.